And then they go for the last pick, Pudge.
Whisper Pudge.
Yeah, the Whisper Pudge.
It's kind of cool, right? Sure, it's had one loss to its name, but when you look at Na'Vi, the team fight, the stuns that we're mentioning, both teams kind of lacking it, playing more on the jump, the burst, and kind of the explosiveness.
Because Bane is usually this like nightmare into Ray setup, right? Yeah. Not really had the opportunity for it, and it can be hard against
onto
Nick's Carapace, and you're right, they're onto the Shadow Fiend again. Setting up with Zayat, PMA is there, the Nightmare's too late. KJ, I think, was over to the Lotus pool.
Yeah, King Jungles didn't make it back in time. He had the healing Lotus, but I think it was already too late. By the time he arrived, SF was already jumped, isolated, and punished.
A rough safe lane, and KJ might still be dying. Another stun lined up by Zayat, and the hammer lands, and PMA is going to clear him out. Pops the Lotus, raises, not going to deter them too much. Another kill from the off lane.
This is so insane, honestly. Gonna go for that.
Shadow Shaman's here.
It's not the Bane, but he's a bit of a distraction from the tower push. In the end, they're gonna chase him.
800 health, brown boots. King Jungles decides not to go up the staircase to the high ground, but Niku's marked him up and will chase forward. Nightmare, Sleepwalk, tries to get into the pit, but dead to Niku's slices.
Very nice. That also secures the Wisdom, essentially. Getting this kill means there's no way for Heroic to get in and steal.
And it feels like over the past 6 to 9 months, looking at Falcons, 10 minutes in, they've got 13 camps stacked or something ridiculous like that. People have caught on quickly. Bottom lane, Whisper being hunted down here, though. Apparently, Nyx Assassin and Warlock, very good roaming heroes, just going from lane to lane, bouncing around.
Oh, they have 3 strong independent lanes. Just move between them, do whatever you want.
But here's the Nightmare into Requiem setup. Yuma with that massive damage onto PMA. Should be able to clear him out with the raise. Dawnbreaker down. Finally, 1 kill up on the scoreboard for Heroic. But mid lane, they're looking again onto this Bristleback. Theolacore with a Hex to hold Niku away.
Oh, he doesn't have enough golem.
Getting out, as Riddies, you're right, doesn't have that golem yet.
He popped the book, but didn't really have it. Yeah.
This is a nice number
that
for
Warlock.
That
should be enough for a golem.
It should be enough, but it's not quite. Shield Rune, Niku tries to get there, but Whisper's just ahead. Shackles on him as well, with a Dismember to go, and Niku being zapped down by the Doorbreaker. Heal comes in with a Solar Guardian. Niku parrying and swings back on Whisper, the turnaround from Na'Vi. Oh, Whisper gets a little heal off, but he's going to be chased down in the end regardless.
That was beautiful with the Dawnbreaker ulti. Got the respawn in time to save Niku there.
Now smoke up top. Riddies is hidden. Zayat is not. Still yet to get level 6 on the Nyx Assassin. Dangling himself in front of this Bane and Shadow Fiend for another Nightmare Requiem, but the Golem and Solar Guardian drops in on top of Yuma. Damage is substantial and the Shadow Fiend's being blasted. Gets creamed by Na'Vi. She's dropped on the floor as the Bane is still being hunted. Niku, he's going to get the grapple over in towards this KJ Bane. Sliced down, and Zayat's on a killing spree. Still not level 6.
It's such a good bait. The fact that he isn't level 6 is why that worked out so beautifully. Level 5.
Could be eyeing up that quick Roche into Torment to play.
They're looking for a Shadow Fiend ulti again. Nightmare's going to be available. Even gripping for this. Might not even need to SF ulti, we'll see. Just pops the races.
And just taken down little by little, unless they come in with Zayat. Misses the stun, though. And that final raise will take out the Dawn. TA trapped to slow Yuma. Requiem wound up. Zayat's going to skirt around the edges while Bane slips off to the far left-hand side. Got the juice run straight down the middle. Theolacore and Tai Lung are going to be able to force him away. But Na'Vi have amassed their forces up here, and a big fatal bonds. Requiem wound up and thrown on the TA, and a Pudge comes in to back them up. Slay's got the juice. Hook not going to land, but Heroic. They're on the Warlock now. Bring the numbers up top and play through Tai Lung to get a few kills in a row.
Very nice connections there from the sides of Heroic, basically just surrounding poor Na'Vi.
Heroic turning up the heat, though. Kind of let Na'Vi walk over them a little bit in that early game, but Bristleback has hit its stride. Yuma, though, has had a struggle this entire game to stay alive, and Niku stabbing into the back of him is going to get turned on. Heroic don't let you battle their carry all on alone in a 1v1. They bring numbers to defeat you. Zayat, he's still going to go for this. He's just diving past tier 2. Slices into Yuma. They get the trade.
You cannot stop him. The unobstructed pathing and hasted movement speed on the Nyx. He's just gunning at you.
The Spirit Breaker cosplayer.
Yeah. He's trying to get out as well.
Good TP.
Didn't Spiky first.
No, he's
still
dead
anyway.
TP cancelled and Tai Lung with a kill.
Yeah. Bristleback having the haste rune is unfortunate for him there.
Tai Lung and Theolacore, I think they've got an idea. They're on someone's tail. Niku's going to get jumped. Hex into Shackles, counteracted again by a nice stun from Zayat, but a hook saves Shadow Shaman as PMA goes in onto Theolacor, is dismembered back. Serpent Ward trap. Zayat's making a move, but finally finishes off Shadow Shaman, now being rotted down, and KJ's come in for the right-hand side. PMA's BKB offers some protection. We'll get to the high ground as Whisper hooks him back.
There we go.
Drags him straight to death. A double kill for the Pudge. And a Nightmare. Can it go on his TA with a Golem drop? That's protection for Got the Juice. Yuma, though, with a Requiem wound up and thrown.
Grip on the
This
Kez.
TA's in so much trouble. The grip on the Kez. Got the Juice tries to fight back, but Heroic has got so much in the tank. Niku's BKB means nothing to Whisper. The Pudge comes out with an Ultra, and he's not far away from a Rampage.
He's chasing for it. Blink,
Yuma
5 seconds.
coming in with some raises, trying to slow down the retreat of Riddies. Blinking from Whisper, the Rot and the Hook, and a Rampage.
Whisper, dude. Whisper. I told you, gotta keep an eye on this Whisper Pudge, and holy. Navi wants to
base
fight.
camp, but you're right. Navi are coming in hot, smoking forward. Got the Juice leading. There's Vision and Reveal here for Heroic, though, so they see them coming. A starting Nightmare and a hook forward. Dawnbreaker ulti to try and protect TA. Zaya's already blown up and Got the Juice trying to run away. Theolacor taking some damage while Tylon gives chase. Got the Juice in Vision trying to sprint away, but the gem on his bristle back allows him to follow through and take her out of the game. A buyback from Zayat's probably meaningless at this point, as Navi are getting run over. The lawnmower of Bristleback is just munching on them.
Yeah, he's too big to be killed at this point. Like I said, the daytime as well. So.
Scan, on scan, both turn red. Everybody knows where everybody is.
Oh
Heroic.
no! Oh no,
Got the
Rasta.
Juice. They found the TA, the opening with a grip and Requiem. They've got plenty here. Templar Assassin down for 75 seconds.
Yeah, and Nyx had to blink away and then use ulti to run away. Ran under the Warden Sentry, so you saw him for a little bit.
And straight to the
Gem on the
outpost.
Pudge, he might see him if he... Oh, he runs the other way.
And they're quickly on to the other side of the map. The Golem's dropped by Riddies, but Theolacor and KJ plenty here to lock him down. Dawnbreaker ulti. Oh, PMA trying to get a kill on the way through, but the Ghost Scepter's up. Kez trying to deal with the Shadow Shaman, but hexed up inside the Serpent Walls while PMA's just being right-clicked by
What a
SF.
shackle.
They just called it anyway. GG called. Navi tap out. Heroic with some crisp stuff. After a rough laning stage, they just turned on the heat.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. The way they played this game, so impressive. Tylong never dying, Whisper with the Rampage, Yuma with beautiful ultis in every single team fight.
Absolute menace, of course. We already praised
Not
it
every
before.
day you see a Pudge Rampage.
No, exactly. Yeah, we're going to show it again just for the
Yeah,
fun
of
of it
course
later.
we are.
but
It's
I mean-
a unicorn at competitive tournaments.
both of these drafts are the ones that
Okay, this is the good old... I mean, I will say that Faces White has looked quite good this tournament. I mean, the Satanic game was not so good, but the Yatoro one, where you got it on 24 and you got through the game nicely, it did look very strong. I will say that this hero can have... It does have weaknesses.
Ability to roam around and be much more of a menacing force early on than Puck does.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be... Oh, Theolacor throws away the Phoenix.
Fiery Spirit's on him. Tango regenning him up, keeping him around 60 health. Getting burnt down and chased by this Riddies Phoenix.
He's calling that you have to go and take the water room before Tiny gets it. Niku will get over there and even thinking about killing this Tiny. Easy
Now,
kill.
first blood. Niku takes down Tiny. And that means the wave also doesn't get dragged behind the tier 1. That's going to regroup back on the Dire side.
Yeah, Phoenix looking to stop this pull through as well that Darkseer's doing, pulling some neutral creeps.
Bottom lane, the big fatal bombs. Shackles to try and keep Yuma and KJ back, but Theolacor's also made his appearance in his bottom lane. Give another one there as Yuma grabs a secondary kill.
Very nice. Always a big fan of seeing these moves from the side lanes to each other, using the gate or using a TP from base if you get picked off.
Whisper's up top, he's got his helm. And I guess this whole helm build helps him out somewhat as well with the regen in lane. Oh, down the bottom lane. Shackles, some damage from PMA, but Yuma's got that burst heal and plenty of damage to pump into the Shadow Shaman.
Yeah, Shadow Word.
A few cool sprays stacked up, but no ability to turn and kill. So far, so good, though, for Got the Juice. Early laning stage, very simple and straightforward to get all of his last hits. And they've not been able to get Whisper out of lane, boot him away from the creep waves. They're trying their hardest here with the chip damage over time, but the return of KJ. Comes
Again.
on top.
These moves, lane to lane. Yeah. Speaking of dropping, we might see King Jungles drop an early golem as well in 1 minute from now. That Grimoire is probably going to be enough.
6-minute rune, Arcane for Niku, coil straight up onto Tylung. Very far out, the damage not quite enough to finish him off because Heroic have brought numbers to defend their Primal. Another orb that's going to miss, trying to avalanche the jaunt, but Niku wisely decides not to jump to it.
He can go again, has the arcane rune. Yeah, Tiny, thinking about it. Teolikor running around.
Well, Tylung spotted some stacks. They do drop the golem onto PMA and some good bonds clipping onto the creep wave. Theolikor trying to get in range for the stun. A toss forward and a grab from Yuma. Get onto PMA. The cool sprays are annoying, but they've got plenty to give this Ursa a dominating streak and continue the damage onto tower. In the meanwhile, though, Niku and Zayat paired up to kill Tylung, who got a little greedy farming jungle.
Working towards that battlefield is obviously his priority. Not going to come and join. And Darkseer's making his way up now.
They want to defend even without Supernova. Avalanche, toss, good damage onto Got the Juice, which of course he'll just time walk off. Niku going to clear out the wave and try and keep Heroic away from this tower, but Tylung's diving, looking for the void. Coiled there defensively, but with the pulverized Fatal Bonds, they've blown up the Faceless, and Tylung just goes for it. How dare you bring heroes to defend my objective?
They're very, very mentally strong. Sorry, we have a fight perhaps brewing as Faces Void wants to use the Chrono.
They're angling for this, and it's a 3-man. Damage from the Supernova. They're onto the Warlock, trying to blow him up. KJ's dead. Serpent Ward's dropped. Darkseer inside, being protected by the Avalanche, but he's trapped. The Serpent Ward trap and the damage from Got the Juice, just enough to finish him off. Tylung's chased down, but Yuma and Theo, they're on the pug. A blow up there takes Niku out of the game in a 2-for-1 trade.
Very nice that Yuma arrives and at least turns that into something going their way.
And a line drawn by Yuma saying, hey, we can go play aggressively. The Faceless Void, he's going to be farming up top. They stop the Pulverize, Got the Juice for this creep, helps him out somewhat, but still dived and chased. Back up with the Golem. Fatal Bond's out, but they've not got on top of the Faceless Void, and Tylung's dead to PMA. Shackles out onto Yuma now as well. Dangerous times for Heroic as they dive very far in. They've lost their Primal Beast. They're going to get the 2 support. Zayat and Riddy's fallen, and Yuma still going for it. Vacuum back into the wall on PMA. Whisper trying to bite back a little bit on this Bristleback. Avalanche and Fatal Bonds, good damage again, but Got the Juice time walks it all back off. Teolikor now dead under tower, and Heroic biting off more than they could chew with that massive dive.
Yeah, very aggressive under the tower here. They do keep the Aegis.
Heroic leading out with the Ursa and Tiny.
Aegis timing in 20.
Yeah. This could be big for Na'Vi if they're able to sniff this one out, but the jump and the immediate blow up on Niku. The rest of his team nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, they all backed out after taking the Wisdom Rune, and Puck just stayed a little bit too long on the lane. With the Basher on the Ursa, still have nice vision on the high ground. Tylung is going to go up and smack down the Observer Ward. Radiant establishing dominant vision.
So no Coil, no Serpent Wards, but they have Chrono Supernova. Tylung's in, finds an opening on Got the Juice. The Faceless Void evaporates. Under the damage of the Primal Beast and a 2-man vacuum, back in the wall, finds the Shatter Shaman. Heroic have got the Ursa going big on this. Yuma beyond godlike streak, aiming for PMA, he wants a triple. Theolikor with more control, finds the opening and another takedown.
He has to be so upset on Void right there. He did get Lotus Orbed before the Primal ulti, so it stopped the ulti immediately.
PMA 0-3-2 has had a very quiet, farm-heavy game. He's being eyed up here and does get shoved back with a little circlet.
Uh-oh, that is not gonna work.
Oh dear. BKB TP is not going to work against Tylung and Yuma. In they come, Faceless Void dead.
They have the stuns for days with Abyssal Blade as well.
Can they find Niku here? Whisper's got the vac.
It's possible.
Theolikor, can I see him? Niku in the trees, jaunts to the orb, Yuma's on his tail, the Fairy Dragon's in trouble. The Puck and the Faceless Void both being pummeled on opposing sides of the map. Yules in the sky, land to the floor with a thud. A few more touches should do the trick. Niku might be able to slip out of this. Jumps to the left, finds a little hidey hole in the copse of trees and does TP.
What a ninja. What a ninja. Niku had no right to live there. Greetings, he says.
As Puck from the high ground gets a courier snipe.
Free courier.
Acting as a standing ward.
Still Aegis on that Ursa though. You know Yuma wants to dive.
And PMA is going for this. Poking at Yuma. Tylung's going to come in with an onslaught, trample. Hexed up for now with the Serpent Wards by his side. Toss bouncing around with a Chrono there. They're aiming for the Primal Beast. He's been chained up and locked in. Trying to save him here with a heal to sustain. It's not enough. Tylung's down, but Yuma opens up. Riddy's is fallen. Whisper's died. The Ursa doesn't really have much backup by his side. Theolikor's being taken down by Niku and Got the Juice. And Na'Vi have held onto their Ancient's area. spending all their spells, rebuffing Heroic.
Still on the
And
Ursa.
maybe with this go on Ursa, they can find Yuma twice. He's got the Aegis, so has a second life. But a 1 versus 4 leaves him
Shivas.
stranded. Shivas to stop the blink. He BKB's up. Trying to run away with 5 seconds on enrage. He can skip away. Tylung comes back in, but the Lincoln's Lotus, again, bouncing spells back onto him.
Trying to go for more. Puck trying to set up, but doesn't have ulti anymore. I think they should just back out on Navi. Be happy with what you got. Double buyback on the side of Heroic and a lot of important takedowns. Yeah, it's not going to be.
Just as if they had a TA, that third eye. Okay, Jay has to spend the Yules to keep PMA away, but this is a very fast bristleback. Ursa's come in, toss on the Shadow Shaman, the blow up from Yuma and Theolicor. Na'Vi, you've got a bridge too far. Supernova Sunray, got the juice can come with a Chrono if need be, but they've ignored the egg, just allowing Theolicor to die. Shadow Shaman for Tiny so far. In comes Tylung though, and opening onto Riddies. Eon Disc popped. PMA and got the juice. They've got Chrono and damage to flow on through. Ursa and the Primal inside. The blow-up from got the juice takes him down in time. Dogs here. Ursa trying with the BKB up, but they're running and bailing on this one. Stuck in the soup. The Unheeval is going to keep Navi back from the cause, leaving the Warlock to die on his lonesome. The chase stops there as Niku pokes at Yuma. Well, hang on. Can you dive this? They're trying to keep tabs on Whisper and Yuma. Dangerous situation to keep on going, though, into an Ursa's base.
PMA is not scared at all, just rushing in. Has a lot of armor.
Just under 3 minutes.
That is him trying to build the MKB.
Hex. Onto the Tiny. Yuma's in. Looking for Zayat. Got the juice, has the Chrono on this Ursa, though. Damage starts getting dumped in. Niku's arrived, trying to vac him back in, but the Ursa's dead for 100 seconds. He doesn't have a buyback.
Oh boy, Yuma.
His first death of the game might just end the game. Whisper's being pummeled under tier 3. PMA got the juice, come in, run back out, say...
No, they're going for the smoke.
It's a last ditch effort. 20 seconds for Ursa. Na'Vi gonna clear out the Megas. There's a jump in and jump out. Tylung tries to focus in onto the Faceless Void. Drops into half HP with a toss into the sky. The Fatal Bombs are going, but got the juice, has BKB. Swings back in with the help of the Shackles. They've got Tylung sent back to prison once again.
Ursa's coming. He still has the Chrono, though. I think he's going to wait. They have 20 seconds cooldown on it. Base is just slowly falling. This Bristleback is hitting for 700 a hit.
The buildings are crumbling. Has a Nullifier dealing with a Warlock and forcing him back to Fountain one more time.
They have to go on Bristle. Look at him. They're just letting him in.
Do something now. You can't wait for Tiny to respawn. Upheavals placed on the ground. There is no glyph here. So with a Supernova Sunray, Ursa tries to make a jump, but he's inside the Chrono, the big purple bubble. Niku's backstabbing into Heroic as well with a second Chrono landing. They're trying back to defend, but it's all over. GG call. Na'Vi go late game. They take it to game 3.
Navi with impressive resilience here in this game. It looked pretty rough for them early on. Like we were talking about, Zayat's running around, not really able to produce anything on the Rasta, but eventually they worked their way back into this one.
Maybe Heroic had some pressure going on. Like I will say, Yuma still played incredibly well in this game. He was 13-0. He has very good items, and I think 1 or 2 of the fights, the way they started, it's not even his fault. It's just like, it's already starting in like a bad way for him.
I mean, it's been a hero that I've been talking about for, a couple games now. I wanted Got the Juice to play it, I think, in game 1, and now coming into game 3. They do take it, but picking the Brood...
And just keeps attacking. The worst thing Tylung could do would be to stop harassing, but he ignores it and just keeps throwing damage the way of the cast.
First blood is there for Riddies. Broodmother and Jakiro get onto Whisper because the Shadow Shaman had left the lane.
I mean, you're a Warlock player. You probably know it yourself that pretty much any... Oh, top lane Whisper getting gone on.
Again. Dropping to this damage over time, trying to get the Quill Sprays out, popping heals and mangoes to turn back on Riddies. Thanks to Theolicor, they get the kill on Jakiro without losing a life.
Very nice save by Theolicor. Gives a tip as well as he salves up himself. Rotations is going to be the way back into the game for the Kess. He won't be finding any farm mid. And this is concerning. Theolicor dropping low.
Another kill. Got the juice, will have this one.
So the reason this is so bad for mid Kess in particular is that he's not like Primal Beast. His damage is largely from having items so that his spells do more damage. Echo Slash is based on how much items you have. Grapple Claw, it's still an auto attack. And your third skill, again, makes your auto attacks better.
KJ down in the river. went on a wander. Maybe he can deny to Roshan as he steps into the pit, but the damage from PMA clips him with the lightning.
Nice takedown.
Whisper looks like he's back to cutting waves, doesn't want to lane head-on into that Broodmother, but Riddies has tracked back to find an opening.
Oh,
They wanted to give it to Kez, but the Ice Path was enough.
that's unfortunate that Riddies got the last hit. Niku desperately wanted that kill. Yeah, this smoke move down bottom, not the easiest, but they're bringing everything for it.
And
Literally all 5.
Absolutely necessary for them to connect properly onto Yuma here. Trying to mark her. In with a Sun Ray, the dive under tower. Static link into ulti TP, cancelled by the 1 stun they've got. Riddies with the Ice Path comes in clutch. Very important that they bring everyone to take that kill and then go for the tier 1.
Yeah, really nicely done. Exactly.
I mean, we've been saying there's not going to be much action. Not going to be many kills for him to write about.
That's just the saddest one I've ever seen, I think. 16 minutes and you haven't been part of 1 kill as a Warlock with Grimoire. That's just no experience for you.
Or maybe now, Theodore Core. Hex into Shackle. Damage from Muerta. They've got this Broodmother locked down.
Yeah, this time he got him. Nicely done.
All set up and called for by Yuma. They sat in that large camp waiting to strike.
Also, update on Yuma. He did skill the silence already, so we see discipline, you know, doing the due diligence here. Very nice by Yuma. Bottom, seeing this Shadow Shaman. No HP, walked by a ward.
4 to 7, try and rack up a few more kills. Ice Path, 1 stun, and done. Niku
Quick takedown.
going a little deeper, seeing if there's anybody farming jungle behind, and maybe even diving Tai Lung. Supernova on his head, Viper gets surrounded. The damage is good as Whisper does blow up Riddies. Something goes Heroic's way, but they've just lost
PMA
full
is on
control
Yuma.
of this bottom part of the map. Golem dropped in by KJ. Down he goes as Niku slices him. Muerta in the ulti, but the Sunray's burning through the Muerta. Static Link draining her damage as well. Niku picks up a double kill and Navi running roughshod over Heroic. Whisper's trying to deal some damage back and does take out Zayat. But a pretty disastrous spot to be in as Heroic as this Broodmother and Kez just run you over.
Yeah, just splitting the fight a lot. He's still trying. 5 seconds, he has this shard again, the hairball.
Close, nearly gets Niku, but he's getting turned on by Got the Juice. Tons of sustained, I bring Whisper down. A wry smile from Whisper there, but losing his life and gets all the tips.
I mean, he was brawling. He was trying to make the most out of that situation.
I feel like it's necessary.
He might get there.
Oh, Yuma.
Riddies and Niku are thinking about going here.
Muerta invis, but Got the Juice. They're going to find Theo the Core. Yuma opens up. Jakiro Yules is up. Parry out of Kez, gets some distance, breaks free of the Muerta, but that's
Getting
pierced the
kited.
veil spent, and the kiting was there. Got the Juice, BKB up. Chasing into Muerta now, the golem's dropped. Ice Path is good as well to get the stun onto Muerta. In comes Theo the Core, though, with a buyback from Rasta. They've got the lockdown on the Brood, but the damage onto Theo the Core, too much to handle. Bristleback trying to bite back with his BKB, gets a triple. Whisper comes in clutch, kills off 2 cores, looks at the Razor now as well. TP out.
Oh!
Successful.
That was close. That was really close. Whisper.
We've got a lead now. We've got Aegis. We're pressuring up high ground.
Kess jumping the Rasta, but Rasta quick reflex. Doesn't help him.
Still going to get sliced. Niku
There's a dust on him.
dusted up, so can't invis and jump away. He's caught now. Tai Lung TP'd back to this wave. Does get to the tree to try and grapple out of danger. Life stealing up a touch and parrying back as well, but the damage from Tai Lung is too much. 90 seconds, no Kez. Now Whisper's eyeing it up with a teammate smoke behind him. They can make a surprise attack up the high ground. Got the Juice, moves forward. They try on the Bristleback. He drops low, but the Golem dropped the 4-staff out. Turns his back, spams out the Quills. Tai Lung opens up on the Brood. PMA and Got the Juice have died. Na'Vi down 2 cores with no buybacks available. Heroic, so close to victory now.
It's all on Niku to try and hold him in this best of 3. The Aghanims, he's going in.
And he dives onto Whisper, but this Bristleback's too strong. Refreshes up, turns his back, saves up Tai Lung, turns on a Kez, bursts him down, and GG called. Heroic take the series. An awkward 40-minute game. No team fight, no stuns, but the death ball from Heroic comes strong in the end.
You know what's the most painful part towards the end there? As the final push came, and they wanted to take all of those barracks, Kess was 50 gold off Aghanims before that.
It looked like they couldn't pin the Kez down. It really looked like Heroic were going to struggle to kill him because every time they initiated Viper ult, the perfect ice path was coming down every time from Riddies just to shut down getting on top of the Kez. So